Hello, beautifuls. Welcome back to the channel today. My name... I forgot my own intro. Hello, beautifuls. Welcome back to the channel. My name is Psynergic, and today we're watching DLC from Stray Kids. Who doesn't like a good DLC? If you guys like this kind of content, make sure you go down and hit that subscribe button and leave some comments down below to let me know what else I should react to. Also, don't forget to check out SKZ Sunday. Every Sunday I watch something with SKZ in it because I love him. And hey, if you want to see my full reaction to the album, check out my Patreon where I go and discuss and just like that first initial reaction to the music and just vibe with it. I loved it. That was such a fun thing to do. Anyways, it's on my Patreon. Go check it out. I've stopped trying to post that kind of stuff to YouTube because it always gets blocked. So check it out. Anyways, I'm excited to watch this. This one was one that I was very excited about. We're gonna see the full video now. I'm already seeing IN out here trying to clean windows and stuff. So, anyways, let's watch some DLC. I'm gonna shut up.
We're only going to dance like crazy. It's just that I like it, la la la. Nobody, just don't care about me, it's okay. Let's go crazy until the sunrise.
I love how they actually put the bun on the side, like he would because he's a muscle dude.
It's just that I like it, la la la.
Okay.
Nobody, please don't care about me, it's okay. Let's go crazy until the
Okay. Oh.
We're only going to dance like crazy. It's just that I like it, la la la. Nobody, please don't care about me, it's okay. Let's go crazy until the sunrise. Yeah. Nobody, please don't care about me, it's okay. Let's go crazy until the sunrise. 좁혀놨던 이상 속 그 안이 깊이 갇혀. Oh, I better run. 걱정들은 점점 더 나를 집어삼켜. Oh, I better run right now. Like the sun, 뜨겁게 불타오르는 별. Dance like a crazy in the light. 3, 2, 1, let me go. Like la 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 la, got me feeling like la 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 la. 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 아무도 모르게.
Whew. Oof. So, I guess we have to think about this song in a few ways. I had to take a moment to really think because there's a lot to this. And at first, I think I watched it again on my own. And at first, I was kind of like, the subtleties in the song can be, or this video. I think there are a couple of things we have to think about here. there is the obvious story, and this is pure, Stray Kids, in pure Stray Kids fashion. There's a story here on the surface, and then there is the potential story in the background for like an if you know kind of deal. I guess to a certain extent, I don't know. I think on my surface level, I was really hoping for something overtly queer. I just keep thinking of, and I know this is where people come in and start saying, well, that's very hard to do, et cetera, et cetera. But I understand that. I think that I get my hopes up a little bit with so much. You see all of these K-pop groups coming to the U.S. now and holding and flying the pride flag and just loving the community a lot openly. And I just so desperately, there is a part of me that just desperately wants them to be able to just say it at this point, because we see how these groups are being embraced by the entire community. I'm thinking of Only One Of. There was another group recently that I think it was, no, I don't remember. I don't want to say a group just because I might get it wrong. But there was another group that I had seen recently doing the same thing I'd seen on Twitter. And they're just getting so much praise and so much love. Now, we know that they are LGBTQ friendly, that they love us, they love the community. I'm not going to assume sexuality. I don't like doing that. I don't like, we can joke about it. We can have that for entertainment, and we do sometimes just for funsies. But on a serious note, I don't want to do that because it's not cool. Okay. I think that surface level, what you can get out of this music video is simply a person who is living a very dreary life, who's just not having a good time. They're there bussing tables and just doing the everyday stuff. And I think we can see that with IN. I think we can also see it with Sungmin, the two youngest, of course, who's just on his phone, like watching videos and stuff like that, until somebody brings him up into the boxing ring or the stage and gets him to start dancing, which is a lesson in and of itself, right? And if that's all you were looking at, the surface level stuff, that's all you would see. Getting out of your dreariness, your drabness, and just enjoying your life. And I think that is absolutely a good, awesome lesson for us all at any age. Get out of the phone, get out away from the computer, the camera, etc., and just enjoy. Because this is the one life you get, right? I think if you go a little deeper, as always, especially with Stray Kids, there is more to it than that. So the beat of it is very house music. House music is a very unique sound. Somebody has suggested in the past that this is more of a tropical house, trop house, as it's known. Tropical house has that more of a reggae feel. You can hear it in the beginning. Let's see if we can find it. You can hear that in the beat a little bit, right? The more of the reggae sound, if you listen to like more classical reggae, if you listen to jazz, you'll hear it more in there. But there is a very long history of house music in a general sense, not just trop house. In specifically starting in Chicago in the 70s. So there is a long history of this. And there are articles written about it. If you just search in research for this, I read one on OFM Out Front magazine, which is from August 2019, the queer history of house music. And it talks about the evolution of house music from a queer perspective. In particular right now, like people love EDM, right? But they don't understand the evolution into EDM, because EDM started, a lot of EDM started from house music, and it kind of went into like house techno and into dubstep, drum and bass, electro, and there's so many different subgenres in this. The fact of the matter is, I think we all have, well, at least I have in the past, had this idea of like nightclubs in Europe creating all of this stuff, and the fact of the matter is that's not exactly true. Much like a lot of this stuff, queer people of color are overlooked in this kind of conversation. Queer people of color are really to be thanked for this type of music. If you look at EDM, it's the same thing, because EDM came from ultimately house music. Anyways, we're gonna get there's a long history of it. I encourage you, 1970s Chicago, look into it, okay? Because that's really where at a nightclub called the Warehouse is where you can really start seeing the roots of house and the evolution into EDM today. So definitely take a look at some of those articles. I'll link it in the description, of course. This is not surprising considering who directed this. We talked about it in a previous video, obviously. Nove Kim is an openly queer director who has done plenty of music videos, not just with Stray Kids, but many other K-pop artists. And they love to throw in queer references all the time. And I think you can see that very easily in some of these, if you just look a little beneath the surface, right? And so you think about, like, we're talking about dancing here, and that's kind of what we went to at first, right? But there, like, we'd referenced Billy Elliot whenever I reviewed the intro, or not the intro, the little preview thing. And it's definitely there, right? Billy Elliot, if you don't remember, is or if you didn't see that video, Billy Elliot is a film. I'm pretty sure it's not just a film, though, if I'm remembering correctly. It's not just a film. A dad who sends his less than masculine, according to them, son to boxing, but he falls in love with ballet and starts dancing. And so, you know, the fact that this is in a boxing ring says a lot. The fact that they're dancing in the boxing ring says a lot. The fact that this came out during Pride Month says a lot, right? Like, there are these little things that maybe you could think of as coincidences, but in reality, I think that that these guys have a little bit more of an understanding of the world. And although they can't be so openly supportive, they're finding little ways to tell us that they are. Anyways, basically, you know, you think about this from a queer lens. You can look at Seungmin and IN being these two individuals who are just living these lives trying to mask or hide themselves via whatever, like, you're just going through life, right? Like, if you've ever been in the closet, you know that you're just trying to be under the radar, right? Like, you don't want people to know, but at the same time, you're still thirsting for that connection that happens, right? And anybody who's ever been in a relationship can tell you that connection is strong, and you still desire that, but you're trying to hide it a little bit, right? And so we look at this. He's just doing his thing, right? Pretty drab. We're waking up Changbin, bored. And this shot is a little different, right? Because if we go back just a second, like, this is kind of like black and white with gray, right? And then suddenly, like, even his jacket, look at his jacket. It's still kind of black, white, and gray. But we change it up a little bit here. When we go to this shot, you can see that they've added blues in, right? Like, his jacket doesn't just look black anymore. There's a little hint of blue, and that's part of the light is blue. We can see back here the couch, and the board back here is now brown. There's color coming into this man's life. Then we come into this dancer. By the way, I love this pose. Very fluid motion, which is unfortunate. I don't say unfortunately as in like it's bad that it's femme, but it's unfortunately classified, whereas I just see it as kind of like it's movement. It's not inherently masc or femme, but in dance it's typically seen as more of a feminine movement, and I love it. I love that. Such beautiful dancing. And we see them coming together, enjoying each other. There's more color coming in, by the way. Look at this. There's a red car. IN's on the other side in this glass divided by walls, one could say. And just watching on the outside, people dancing, having a good time, enjoying life. if you've ever watched Pose, you'll know that some of these dance moves are very similar. Like some of this is more breakdancing kind of stuff. Some of this is it's very similar to voguing. Yes. Ooh, love the dynamicism. But it's giving you it's giving me that ballroom kind of feel to the dancing, right? Like if you've ever watched anything of Pose, you get it. Look at him, his friends are coming in. And automatically, like you look at Hyunjin, the way that they framed Hyunjin's head here and his face is way more colorful. Look at that. I didn't even notice that at first. Look at him. Giving him some music. Changing the color. Look, we're getting some more color in here. Look at this. Like it's not drab and dreary anymore. We're getting color, right? The lights are becoming warmer. They're not blue. The red curtain with the yellow banner, the wood. Even Felix's outfit here is not just black and white. Like there's shades. He's hearing the music, everybody. God, Felix. Now they're bringing... Now we got blue gloves. We got all these different colors coming in again. They're bringing him out of his shell. If you've ever been, like, here's the thing, like we talked about the Trop House and EDM and all that stuff, but if you've ever been to any of the prides, like, you know, there's a lot of dancing. Basically, it goes like, we have to deal with so much of hiding ourselves out in the real world. When we come to our bars, we come to our clubs, we go to Pride, we can just be us. We can be our natural, colorful selves, express ourselves, and just be us, right? And you start seeing that in this dance too. Yeah. Look how happy they are. God, that look from Hyunjin. Why they gotta put that in there? I'm glad they did, but why? You're gonna get Troy after us again. I love this. Without anyone knowing. And that last line there for me is powerful. Without anyone knowing, we're going back into the real world, right? Oh, God. Yes, no, I like I said, at first I was kind of like, It took me a little bit to dissect and to think about it a little deeper to see potentially the other meaning behind this. And I don't know. Let me know what you guys think about that. Let me know your thoughts on it. Let me know your interpretation, how you felt about what I said. Listen, there are plenty of people out there, especially in this world right now, that are hating on us LGBTQ people. And, you know, it's especially in the U.S. at least. We have some awesome advances in certain Asian countries right now, I would say. Japan is one of them. Thailand, with an openly supportive frontrunner. Taiwan allowing queer people to adopt. There are some awesome things going on in Asia. In the U.S. right now, it's looking pretty grim. There are people here that are a dying minority. They're dying off, but they're going out kicking and screaming, you know, which is very reminiscent of the 2004, 20 years ago, if I'm being honest, when I wasn't even out, when I was too afraid to be out. Yeah, so let me know you guys' thoughts in this. There's probably a lot that I missed. You know, I tried to do this in one sitting, so 30 minutes. I've been watching this and trying to get it. So it's been 3 days. Some of you may have caught references that I didn't, and I would love to hear those coming from you. Let me know down in the comments, okay? Thank you guys so much for watching. Take care, be safe out there, wash your hands, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.